it's Sari Cecilia here, and I am coming to you live from an oracle cards that I just pulled. On Wednesdays I like to consult the oracle cards to get an idea of the message for the day for us, and also to explore the energy of the day, what we can be looking at. And today I pulled out two cards. I'm just going to try and get that. And this is the Yin card. There's a lot of reflection on these cards. And I also pulled out this card here. It's called the Fork in the Road. So really the message today, what I was feeling, was being a message about your female energy and making a decision about that. The Yin energy can be representative of a more feminine energy, but it can occur in men as well, as we have a balance of the two, as you're probably really aware of anyway. But you know, the Yin energy being the feminine aspect of the balance between the yin and the yang. So you know, men who are watching this, if there are any, you know, I'm talking about that receptive energy, about the energy of going within, about contemplating things and not putting things into action yet, because it's time to receive. The Yin energy for me is about receiving. If you're wondering about this little thing here, this is my gourd. I like sculpture and I like carving, and this is my little gourd, and I put it here because each one of these little tiny marks is a mark that I make and I singe. So it's kind of like working on tattoos. It's an ancient form of it's called pyrography. It's an ancient form of making marks. And when I was creating this, there was a lot of patience needed, and there was a lot of necessity to go within and just focus and take my time and be patient and allow things to happen and allow the form to happen. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because sometimes when we're not in tune with our feminine energy, with our Yin energy, we tend to be a little bit impatient and want things to happen straight away, and we want them to happen in the way that we want them to happen, when we want them to happen. If you're joining me live here, hello. I can't see the comments for some reason. I haven't worked out how to get the comments on here, so I will comment afterwards if you're just saying hi. And if you're watching the replay, hello too. Thanks for joining in. So we're talking about, today I wanted to talk about, well, the oracle is guiding me to talk about the female energy of receptivity. And there was a little part here that I wanted to read to you. And it goes like this. This is a message from the oracle. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. So it's about making that space to receive, to be receptive, and understand that things can come to you, things come to us if we are ready to listen. And this message always for me harps back to intuition and just sitting and listening. I mention that a lot in my talks about intuition and my studies of you know, human behavior. And I see a lot that a lot of us don't actually take the time to pause and stop and listen. So perhaps this message is for you about the Yin energy of today and accepting that space to allow things to flow. Sometimes we stop to reflect, sometimes we stop because we're moving too fast, and sometimes, like today, we can stop so that we can allow things to flow, so that we can be the observer of our world in a way that is really subtle, that impresses on us the possibilities of new things coming, things we would have never expected, things we didn't know were coming, things, had we moved too fast with our yang energy, we wouldn't have allowed to come in and flow. We would have cut off the flow because of the overpowering male yang energy that a lot of us run on. Even as women, when we're working and we're in an environment of action and work, whether or not we work with other women or not, there's this potency or tendency to fall into the yang energy of making things happen, pushing forward, hustle, hustle, hustle. I don't like that word, but people say hustle, the hustle, the hustle, and it's all about pushing forward. And yes, we need to do that sometimes, but today the focus is on just being receptive and trying for us to listen in. And it's such a beautiful opportunity to do that today with the message from the Oracle for us. So what is it that you can do today to help you receive and listen? Is it something to do with a relationship that you're having with your partner where you've consciously said, no, I'm right, and you haven't really listened? Is it something to do with your relationship with your children where you're the adult and and therefore they don't get a voice really? Perhaps today is a beautiful opportunity to just stop and be receptive and listen. Is it about ourselves? Are we not allowing that intuition to come in, to flow, to nurture us, to give us the lessons and the wisdoms that we need to hear for today? So I'm going to pamper myself today in the yin energy of listening by having a lovely bath, a beautiful salt bath to help me to relax my body and ease into the energy of the yin energy that is calling us today. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you got out of it and what are you contemplating in your connection again today with the yin energy. Until tomorrow, thanks, bye.